We are live, Jeff, as you were saying about Marty.
Yeah, he's down there at the booth at the Tennis Warehouse. So
Yeah, good.
if you go out there today, run by the booth, you might catch
I'm
him.
not. I actually am going out there Monday after he and I hit.
Okay.
Going out there Monday in Newton Wells and watch just troll the practice
Practice.
courts.
Yeah.
Guys, good morning. Good morning. What is going on out there today? Brent Abel here. WebTennis.com. KG, KJ, KJ Tennis. Good morning. Peralta, New Mexico. I love New Mexico, man. Just that's the real deal. You talk about the old West.
Yeah.
That's where stuff was happening, man. So yeah, it's cool. Um, anyway, what was I about to say? Oh yeah, Brent Abel here, webtennis.com. Another episode of What's the Right Shot, number 386, closing in on 400 like a freight train going downhill, Jeff. Yeah, yeah, out of control. Um, guys, thanks for hanging out with us today, and let's get rolling here. Um, got another episode here with the great Mark Vines, but before we get going, oh my God!
Wait, what happened? What
Well,
happened yesterday? Did
I'm going to tell you, Jeff.
something great happen yesterday?
Well, something good for sure. I wouldn't call it great, but it
That's
was
great. No, it's
it,
great.
it was good. Yeah, yours truly and my incredible wife, Mai, um, picked up another gold ball in the husband wife category on the grass here at Mission Hills Country Club. Played a team that had beaten us last November in the hard courts, and the guy's really good. I mean, he's
Yep.
really good, and she's super steady, right? She's a nice
Yep.
player. So um, we kind of came away with your advice, which was all right. Well, if we're going to lose a match, it's going to be because she beats us,
Right.
and yet yesterday was a windy day at Mission Hills, blowing north to south, so it was predictable, but
Yeah.
and not horribly windy, but just enough that it really affected lobs and that kind of stuff, and so we really had to sort of kind of navigate through some murky waters, is I guess the best way to describe it, in
Yeah.
terms of if anyone thinks that by working more on your windshield wiper topspin forehand is going to teach you how to win matches, you're dead wrong. It just doesn't work that way. You
No.
just have to become more aware out there of what you're presented with. And just because the
Yeah.
ball is over to your right side, if you're a right-handed player, it means, well, all I have to do is just, rotate this bad boy and it's going to win the
Yeah.
point. That's just not the way the game is played.
Mm-mm.
And one of the reasons we do What's the Right Shot is because it teaches you shot choice and the next best court position. And so if you're here looking for swing tech, for stroke mechanics, for how to get more rotation on the ball, this is not the right venue for it. It
Mm-mm.
just that's not what we do here. And so, such as yesterday, she's serving to me. I'm in the ad court returning serve, and she's serving to me with the wind at her back. And 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 this guy who's up at net, her partner. I mean,
Yeah,
this
he can
guy.
move.
Oh, he
He's a
can
good
move,
mover. He's a good mover.
and he not only can he move, the guy can jump like no one else's business. I mean, he must have like an out of just off the charts vertical. I mean, this guy can really go, and he can do some damage from
Yeah.
even if you push him back a little bit. But I just started lobbing, not up the line,
Yeah.
which would feed right into his overhead, and I had the lob below, coming at me. So I just said, you know what? I'm going to lob cross court back to her. She's not playing
Yeah.
serve and volley. She's staying back. So I'm going to lob cross court. And if it's a little short for him to hit the overhead, if he decides to go, he's got a little awkwardly kind of turn around and
Yeah. Yeah.
and do
Yeah.
that. And now the whole deuce side of their court's wide open. So was it a beautiful return to serve? Absolutely not. It's just lob cross court and
That's it.
just scoot on in. And just now she's going to lob us. She's got the wind behind her back. That's tough.
Yeah.
That is really tough. So that worked out. And then we just, of course, I mean, good Lord. I mean, literally, it was funny. After the match, we played one point where they lobbed over me and she went streaking back there and she got it. She pushed it back. And now I'm looking forward and they play it back to her, but it's short. And I hear her yell, "Yours!" And I'm going, "Oh God, okay." And I'm looking back, and she's down,
She's on
right?
the ground.
Right. I can't get to it. So there was our friend Jeff Dobby comes up to me after the match. He goes, I heard one of the strangest things in that match today, Brent. I said, "What's that?" He said, "I heard Mai say, 'Yours.'"
Yeah. Heard,
Anyway,
heard once a year, maybe.
that's right. Anyway, she played great. She played great. And I mean, she can get the eye of the tiger going and
Yeah.
she is just a beast. And
One of
she
the best
runs like no one
competitors
else's
out there.
business and she lobs and she really, really played well. So that
Yeah.
was fun. But the bottom line here, the message today is, guys, look, sometimes it's not a beauty contest. And I missed a couple of easy balls. And you just have to accept that that's part of the deal on a windy day where you're disrupted with maybe little timing and all this awkward stuff on the grass. And it's just going to happen. It's just going to
Yeah.
happen, whether it's grass, clay, or hard court, indoors, outdoors, cow dung in India. I don't know, whatever surface you're playing on. There's going
Matter.
to be some sloppy stuff. And if you let it affect you, you're probably cooked.
Yeah.
So just and for me, the way that I like to handle that now, when I chunk one that is a point blank, you shouldn't do that. It happens once in a while. I just say screw it, and I just kind of get right to the next point by just moving my feet, kind of doing the hippity hoppity. Let's get going. For me, that kind of erases that miss and gets me focused for what's coming up, or for what's coming up next. Anyway.
Yeah.
So let's get into today's episode, guys, with the great Mark Vines in the red shirt, return serve. We're to talk about, and by the way, he misses the first serve's clearly deep. And what I kind of like is Mark does the just to make sure, another habit building opportunity, not just kind of doing that look of Federer right there.
Right.
So
watching the ball in.
Just watching the ball in, just drawing it in with your eyes. What we're going to see today is kind of a point. Relentless attack is what I'm calling it. And, okay, let's see what happens here. Until we get started, guys, remember, we're working on the Topspin second serve next week. One of the things that you got to get right is the body alignment. Let me take this back for just a sec. Is the body alignment at contact. And there's some future living thinking as you're about to, right about here, we start to live in the future, meaning what's about to happen with a return. And we kind of abbreviate the finish of the serve, and we don't really have the right body alignment at contact, which is how we need, which is what we need to be in terms of being able to hit a really high quality spin. So we're going to work on that next week. Anyone out there who's having some problems with some double faults, or maybe just throwing a little chubby lollipop sitter for a second serve, let's get that fixed next week. Thank you. All right, here we go. This was, I think, the Crable Classic a couple of years ago on the grass the weekend after Thanksgiving.
Mm-hmm.
Look. First of all, can we make this more simple, Jeff? Getting around the outside corner, and look at that head position at contact.
On the ball.
Oh my God. And how closed is it? I mean, in terms of
right.
that shoulder, the left shoulder's pointing towards that net post. It's not open at all.
No.
Takes it back cross court. And boy, it sure looks wide open up the line, which Eric's about to cover, doesn't it?
Yeah. Well, let me go behind
Oops.
you. Yeah. I'm sorry, we're on grass. I'm going to have to go behind you.
That's right, because you probably can't stop once you get going.
Yeah.
So what's the message today? The message is you want to start the hyperventilating over there pretty quick in terms of this guy's coming in. This guy's trying to come in on a second serve. And he's gonna make you kind of short of breath because you're going, oh God, I have really no time. And you might hit a good lob and push him back a little bit.
Right.
That's a pretty nifty little pickup right there.
Yeah.
But he's looking to get back in, and here he comes.
Yeah.
I mean, if you ask me, this cross court backhand, which is what we talk about all the time.
Right.
It's a two-shot mindset.
Right.
It's a two-shot mindset. As he hits it, he's automatically moving back in. Look at that.
Yep. He's looking, he's tracking his ball.
He is.
Yep.
And
and look at the margin on the shot he just hit too, right? The finish. The ball was easily 2 feet inside, if not 3 feet inside the sideline, right?
Right.
So there's no guesswork here. There's no, I need to hit the line. There it is, 2 feet. Easy. Eric did a great job off of Mark's return chip and charge. He did a great job getting the ball down. Mark does a great job just softly picking it up, keeping the ball down. And then, Eric turns the tables on him, right? Off of this ball, gets the ball down. So Mark there's not a lot for him to do. He just shoves it back. It's a little shallow, right? And then Eric does a great job here with the lob.
I think it's
great.
Well, I think the only thing here is I would say, let's lob over his backhand into a longer part of the court.
Right.
But how often do we play against lefties? Well, not very often. So your instinct is to go over here.
Right. Right.
But still.
Yeah.
And by the way, that's not an easy shot.
No.
Little sky hook.
Eric kind of cuts the court off. Boom. So everybody, like Mark's still regrouping a little bit. This is where Eric makes the fatal mistake and just bunts it. He doesn't do it definitely enough with this ball.
Yeah.
Well, and a little more authority on it, but still, it's the point construction from both players. I think is great because they're both countering what the other guy has done.
I think too that I might have said, well, I don't know if I'd want to play a topper here. I think I'd probably want to see if I can at least skid the thing down low.
Yeah.
And get it to move through the bounce rather than kind of that waist high.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So let's see what we got here. Hey, Rich, good morning. Good morning. Chris, thank you. Appreciate that. Hey, Kev, see you in the court here at about 9:30, a little bit over an hour or so. Thank you, Robbie. Thank you, Mark. Mark is saying wrong volley, short into the ad court service box, please. May have been his attempt. Might have been his attempt to try to get it shorter rather than deeper. So that, and I would say that's probably Eric's intention, which is to get this volley, because he is stretched out, is to probably think to himself, all right, I'm stretched out. What do I got here? This is not an easy ball. I mean, the only thing here is, what are you going to do? Maybe drop it right in here?
Maybe if you look at the where he's standing in the court, he actually held kind of he hedged his bet a little bit after he bunted the ball down the sideline there to Mark.
Right.
You can see he's a little deep in the court, so he gave Mark some room to get the ball down to him.
Right.
And that I think not necessarily a shot selection there is just the fatal mistake was he didn't commit on the close if we're going to get like really narrow, picky. I think.
Okay.
I think he should have taken the risk there and taken a step forward. That ball never gets that low then. And does Mark make a different choice? And does Mark go lob? Maybe. You know, again, all these things there's some predictability, and then there's some that's not. And definitely as we start playing the higher levels of the game, in your age group, predictability becomes a little bit tougher because the players you're playing against have a larger menu to work from, and they're making clear choices about what's going on.
Well, look,
Eric's a seasoned baller. I mean, the guy's got gold balls, and
right.
I mean, and his volleys are probably some of the best in the category, without a doubt.
Well, here's where I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt on this is that, okay, this maybe is the more obvious shot choice, something short in here. However, what do you think Eric's thinking that Mark might be thinking? Well, the same thing. So Eric's maybe thinking, okay, well, Mark's thinking that I'm going to go short in the ad court, so I'm not going to.
Right.
You never know. There's just no
trying to go behind him too, thinking Mark might be making a stronger move forward. Right to his left.
Yeah.
And Eric's thinking, okay, let's see if I can cut it and get him wrong-footed.
Right.
And
there you have it.
Yeah.
No. Well, guys, hope this was helpful today. Like the video if you did, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you always get updated, alerted anytime I go live and or upload pre-recorded content. Next week, guys, we're going to work on your topspin second serve. Let's make this thing an asset rather than what you feel sometimes like, oh crap, please don't double fault after missing the first serve. Oh crap, I hope I don't throw in that little chubber. It sits up. Ooh, is that smoke coming out of my partner's chest?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And body alignment at contact's huge. And just sometimes we live in the future a nanosecond before contact, and we start to get into the wrong alignment. I want to help you guys with that next week. So I think Wednesday or Thursday of next week, I'll have a solution for you. Guys, hope this has been helpful today. As always, look, it's time for us to get out there. Well, before we do that, any questions, any more comments, any comments, questions, remarks, feedback, all those things down below in the comments area, let me know. Or shoot me an email, brent@webtennis.com. We can always do that. Jeff is over at jeff@jacklich365.com. And that's it. So
there we go.
Thanks, Jeff, for hanging out today.
Welcome.
Guys, let's get out there, help someone else have a great day. And we will see you again next time.